finally making another video. Hi guys, it's Lorian with Zion Locks. Thanks for watching again. And so today, I know it's been a long time since I made a video, and I had a request if I can make more videos because some people enjoyed my video. Well, thank you very much. And today we're going a little spiritual, and the subject today is the Spirit spoke. The Spirit spoke. The Spirit does speak in many different ways, but do we listen at all? And some people do, some people don't. Some people really can't tell whether the Spirit is speaking to them. And I know most of you are asking questions like, yeah, we would like to know, when did the Spirit speak and how does it speak? The Spirit speaks very loud and you can hear it. So some of you are saying, freak, like, yeah, I'll freak out if the Spirit spoke. Well, the Spirit is speaking inside of you. Freak, yeah, you crazy girl. Okay, I'll tell you. The Spirit speaks to us to guide us toward our destiny. And if we can learn to listen to it attentively, we will make it to our destiny, no hassle. God never meant it for us to be struggling day by day. It is our own human ego that we try to think we can do everything on our own, that makes things more difficult for us. But if we can listen to the Spirit that's speaking silently, but very loud, life will be so much easier for us. Okay, so I'll tell you, there is an example of the things, ways to be able to listen to the Spirit. We have to learn to take time. How many times in maybe a week or a month do you take the time to meditate just between you and the supreme power? How many times do you fast? I know most people are like, girl, you want to kill somebody or what? See, we're selfish beings. We're so selfish that we're even selfish to our own selves. Do you know that when you do not fast, you are being selfish to your own self? It's for your own health, your own well-being. And you think somebody else is forcing you, so you stay hungry and say, oh, I don't want to be a Christian or whatever, because when they do their fasting or whatever, they don't eat or whatever. I like my chicken or whatever. Well, that's good for you. Good for you, but you have no idea what you're missing on. Because for the fact that we are spiritual beings, whether you believe it or not, Christian or not Christian, whatever you are a spiritual being. And that's why we tend to connect, everyone in their own religion, they tend to connect to some level in the spirit realm. And whether it's good or bad, there are two types of spirit, good and bad, and you can connect to either. It's quite easy. And many times, because we're so ignorant, we do connect to either spirit without knowing, without doing our own studies and understanding whether we're walking into the right path. So it is very necessary that we pay attention to the Spirit, we meditate, we listen. And I won't go so much into all the other details that I just spoke about, this fasting or whatever. Maybe another day I'll make another video about it. But today, since we're talking about the Spirit spoke, and I have an example, I read a poem by William Blake, Songs of Experience, A Poison Tree. And it talks about a person who has a wrath against his friend, and he forgave his friend, and he had another wrath against his foe, and he refused to let it go. And when he refuses to let it go, day and night he waters it with his fears, with his anger, and with his tears. And before you know it, every day and during the day, he covers it with a fake smile, and before you knew it, he was planning a poisonous fruit, but that seemed so beautiful to his foes. And at night, he he tricked his foes into eating the fruit, and when he put a gate over the tree that his foes could not go through, but his foes knew it was his, so they wanted it, and they ate the fruit. And happy he wakes up, and his foes laid stretched beneath the tree. Yeah. Okay. Like I told you before, our human ego is too much that many times when we get into an altercation with someone, when somebody is trying to look for issues with us, instead of us choosing to walk away just for our own, the sake of our peace, we want to show our pride. We call it weakness, walking away. We call it weakness not to fight. We call it weakness. But that spirit inside us is asking us that the strongest are the ones who walk away from nonsense. I call it nonsense. Fighting, cursing, and all those rubbish things. They're nonsense things. Your time here on earth is not worth it. Spending it in fighting useless people. Well, they're not useless, but the spirit in them, if they connected themselves to wrong spirit, the spirit in them will know the spirit in you. Spirit recognizes spirit. And if a spirit in them is negative, it recognizes your spirit, which is positive. It will try to pick on you. Only the strongest can walk away and make a fool look like a fool. Like the good books say, when you spend your time arguing with the fool, it makes you more of a fool than the fool. So the spirit, same way. When the spirit tells you, no, don't do this, it speaks to your heart. Okay, so I'm not very clear on how it speaks to you. I'll tell you an example you can relate to. Have you ever gotten in your car and you're driving and something inside you tells you, turn here, and you're like, nah, I know you'll take me where I'm going, but I'd rather go straight than turn. And it says again, turn here. You say, nah, I'm just going straight, then turn. And you ignore it, you pass that road and you keep going straight, and when you turn, immediately you run into traffic, into an accident, into a whole bunch of issues. Then you're like, man, it's a one way, so you can't make a U-turn and say, let me go back. You're stuck. And I'm telling you from experience, because it happened to me several times. Then I realized the Spirit is talking to me. The Spirit is guiding me into the right path. The Spirit does not want me to suffer, does not want me to get caught up into useless thing. That time I wasted sitting in traffic waiting for the police to clear up accidents, I could have been to my destination and back and doing something more useful with my life. So if that clears up a little, what I'm asking you guys is that life will be so much easier, I promise you. If you like, I'm in the business world. I have my own business, and many times when I struggle with customers and I'm like, or sometimes I don't have enough customers and I sit like, one time when I first was starting my business and I started crying and I'm like, man, things are going so wrong for me. I don't know what to do anymore. And I cried, and the minute I indulged myself into the spirit realm, I promise you, I swear, I was getting my hair done at my hairdresser, and another lady was there, my hairdresser was asking me about my product, and then the lady never spoke to me. But weeks later, I'm sitting there crying, and then the lady went back to my hairdresser and asked her if she can call me because she is interested into my product. And in the middle of my tears, my phone rings and my hairdresser is like, hey, Lorian, You remember the day I was doing your hair? I was like, yeah. You remember the lady who was sitting next to, yeah, she overheard our conversation and she would like to see your product. Oh my God. The spirit, if you just give the spirit a chance, it will connect you to everything you need. That your destiny will be so easy to reach. It will be so good. Oh my God. I bet this video is gonna be long, but anyway, let me stop here. And more of the spirit next time, or by request. I would by request. But I am so, please listen to the spirit. It is so good for you. It is healthy for you, and there will be no more struggling. You know. Bye. It's Lauren with Zion Lux, and don't forget me.